Hi everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic 06, and we're at the grand finale. We're at the final part, and all that's left is the final boss fight between where we're facing off against Solaris. Yeah, so basically what you have to do here is, first things first, you have to pretty much work out which so you get to play here as Sonic, Shadow and Silver, and you have to pretty much work out, okay, which enemy is going to, which person is going to cause the damage, and once you've worked out who it is, you just use them to cause damage. So at the moment it seems to be Silver, and when he stops, and when the damage stops, that's when, and when you stop causing damage, you swap over to another character. And I think we are causing a bit of damage, but I'm going to have to change in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to have to change. It pretty much makes it pretty comfortable to you know, you should never lose to this boss, because you just wait until, and that's not causing any damage. Fuck. So yeah, you just have to basically just keep going with this and just keep working out who it is, and just keep swapping until you work out who's causing the damage. Once you work that out, you can then just keep attacking him. You see, even now it's not my... It's the only problem I have with this stage is the fact that take any damage and it's kind of difficult. And I think Silver...
Hey, do you still have ring energy? Use the Y button to switch with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch. Oh no, I died. Fuck.
Okay. It's all you, Shadow. Understood.
Yeah, so it's always a set pattern, so it's always going to be Silver is the first one to cause damage. So yeah, just keep throwing shit at him, and eventually it will... Yeah, I thought I'd cut out a bit further, but I guess because I died a couple of times during this boss. The first stage of the boss, I will say, is what's the word? It's not hard, but it's pretty dull just to get used, just to deal with. Once you've dealt with it, yeah, it's all about taking as little few hits as possible. Silver's kind of difficult in terms of switch. He's just kind of hard to use because of the fact that of the damage that he causes. Is that causing damage? No, still in Silver's mode. But I have to stick with Shadow as long as possible, really, just so I can... Shadow's probably the easiest one, because you can just move in one direction, either left or right, and just keep powering up the full power attack blast and releasing, and then it's just so much easier. Damn it. See, that's the biggest problem. Thank God I switched. Damn it, I got hit. That was bullshit. So yeah, the hardest I would say is Silver to use. The reason being is that he causes a lot of you have to obviously catch a load of those balls with your energy, with your like psychic powers, and it can be a bit of a pain to get used to, and it can also cause a lot of... You can also, if you catch too many of them at once, you can blow up the ones that you've caught, which is kind of annoying. It's still Yeah, this is doing nothing, but I have to wait. It's just so annoying. So yeah, it's pretty much a 3-hit kind of thing where you do it first with Silver, and then it's with Shadow, I think, and then you do it with Sonic.
It's your turn.
Makes it pretty easy to do, and I've got a decent amount of health this time. So yeah, it's all about causing as much damage as you can, and I think that should be...
Good luck, Sonic.
yeah, that should be it now. See who's next to cause the damage. Go on, Sonic, power up. Blast him. I don't think that caused any damage, but let's... so yeah, with Shadow next. Shadow is by far the easiest to cause damage with, just because you can fully charge up this blast, shoot it off, and you can avoid all his projectile attacks fairly easily. This part is going to go a lot quicker, because I'm not going to get hit as long as I don't get hit that much. Yeah, it's causing a small amount of damage. The first section is kind of dull. I think it's mainly because of the music.
Silver, it's your turn.
So yeah,
I'll take care of this.
we're down to, I think, half health. So now we just have to wait for...
Okay.
now it's Sonic's turn. So you just have to move sideways, power up your attack, avoid all the hits, and then cause damage. And rinse and repeat. It's the first stage of the boss is pretty dull. I think the main reason for that is because of the music. I really can't stand the music. At least in this first section anyway, because it's just really fucking dull. And now it's all up to Sonic to finish him off by hitting his orange ball in his centre. I will say the first form of Solaris is... I don't really like it. It looks kind of lame, so I don't really like how he's designed, the first design. That all changes now with the second form. Ah, we're done. That's the end of the boss. No,
Is
no,
it
no.
over? No, it's not over yet.
And here he comes. Perfect.
It's not gonna be that easy.
Perfect Solaris Phase 2. And that just reminds me of what was it remind me of? It reminds me of the Zelda logo from Skyward Sword.
Possible to defeat a super dimensional being after all?
No, something's different.
Alright, you're causing no damage.
Powerful
It's time to swap to Shadow.
Solaris.
Understood.
Wow, I'm getting really hit. Getting fucked up here. Shoot him.
Even if we can't stop his fall, we can stop his consciousness.
There we go, that's what's causing the damage. Just keep going. But
I'll take care of this.
I had to swap. Fucking hell. Yeah, this second form is definitely a lot more interesting. Shoots a lot more shit at you and causes a lot more problems. So yeah, it's all about being very cautious and just keeping an eye on your gauge. Of course, as with all Sonic 06 stuff, if you die on the second form, you have to go back and do the first form again. Time to swap. Yeah, and you just can't rest at all during this section. Just so many enemies fucking you up. There we go. Go on, Sonic, charge up. Quickly, lad. And we're up.
How long you can keep up that big attitude?
Did that cause anything? Cause any damage? I don't think it
It's
did.
on you, Shadow.
Time for Shadow. Shadow move. Thank you. Yeah, he's a it makes it a bit more interesting and also a bit of a pain in the ass that he moves so much quicker this time around. Because you have to cause amount of damage. I think everyone can cause damage at this stage of the fight. So it's not quite as annoying. And also the music really helps. hear that the music is just like awesome.
I will protect the future.
No, you won't. Silver, you suck. But as you can see, this section, the second half of the fight, it's really, really difficult to do any damage to Silver because there's so many of these things being thrown at you like constantly. Like you keep, whenever you pick some up and throw them, hardly any of them get through because of the amount of shit that's coming at you. So it's just easier to use other characters to cause damage, which of course lengthens the fight, which is kind of annoying. But overall, I'd still say that the second half of the fight is much better, much more interesting, much more satisfying. That is causing damage now, thank God. So yeah, it's. I would say that the final boss is probably the best boss in the game. Not that's saying much, but might as well mention it. There are certainly. And I also think that it's probably the best part of the whole game. I really enjoy the music in the second half. Is like absolutely fantastic.
You can do it, Shadow.
You know, it causes. It's just so good. The final the second. You know, the boss music used here. It's just so good. It's like a reorchestrated version of his world. Tom. Switch. Oh, I'm fucked. And then near the end he really starts to throw shit at you. So it's all about just trying to cause as much damage as you possibly can and trying to avoid all this shit. It's really fucking hard. But it's also pretty fun. I'm not causing any damage. Change. Thank God. Yeah, I'm fucked. Look at this. This is just ridiculous. You're just throwing all kinds of stuff at it. And that all caught so much and then it just did nothing. And there we go. That's the end of the boss fight. Silver is the one to finish it off. Which is, you know... Is that a good thing? Probably not, but there you go. And Sonic is the one who gets all the glory. Fuck you, Sonic. And that is the final boss of Sonic 06. Best boss fight in the game. One of the best fights in the whole game. And I got an S rank. It's one of the best fights in the whole game. First half of the fight is kind of boring, but the second half is a lot of fun to do, and it's tough to avoid all the enemy fire and that kind of thing. So challenging and fun at the same time. And I got 3 medals in a row. One for beating the last story, one for beating all the one for beating the last story, one for getting an S rank, and one for clearing all stories. Still looks like a miserable git. Now we're back to the good CG, and that's it. Solaris is defeated. Super Sonic, Super Shadow, and Super Silver have all saved the world. Which is useful. I said it before, but I'll say it again. Probably the best that Super Sonic has ever looked in a game. I think he looks even better here than he did in like the later games like Unleashed and Colors and Lost World and all that kind of thing.
That is the true Solaris.
A light. I don't know why they decided to do that here. Why they decided now in the good cutscene to have like Sonic have like a texture on his skin so that he looks like he's made out of quills, like his hair is made out of quills. I don't really get why they decided to do that. But it's weird. Wow, she always had that voice. That's weird.
Solaris will allow us to control time and move through history. People will be able to
A lie.
past mistakes and avoid bitter fate.
Will we be able to
Bullshit.
Yes, Elise. We'll both be able to see your mother once again.
You're a liar. You aren't even touching her head. Go away, fat man. You're dead. Yeah, and that's... I guess it isn't even mentioned, I think, up until... Only at this point is it mentioned. The reason why the Duke of Soliana is trying to mess with Solaris in the past is because he wants to bring his wife back from the dead. And Elise his mother. But, still no excuse, you're still a terrible human being. You cause so much problems. And there it is, she isn't even holding it. But I guess it makes sense, this is a magical thing.
Solaris will never exist. And then we'll never have to worry about the flames of disaster, right?
That move from Sonic there is pretty funny, I don't know why. I like that use of that word there. Our encounter, quote unquote. I will say that the animation there on Sonic's eyes is pretty good, but Sonic thing. No, hang on. Here's the line.
I don't care what happens to the world.
You selfish bitch. You do realise that we'll have to perpetually do this over and over again until you actually do blow it out. So just get on with it, love. But yeah, I can imagine Sonic's thinking that our encounter. Did you do something to me while I was unconscious? You must have been. Oh, why did you do this, Sonic Team? Sega, why did you come up with this stupid ass subplot with Elise and Sonic? It makes no fucking sense. It's just not a good story point to have. And we're back at the beginning of the game again. Welcome to Sonic 06. Thank God I don't have to play this game again. God damn it. So yeah, we're right at the beginning of the game again. I guess that means Silver never existed. Because now there's no Flames of Disaster, he's never going... Well, he might be born, but there would be no reason for him to come back in future games. A little detail which is kind of bizarre here is if you look at Sonic's design here, his quills are shorter. He overall is shorter, his limbs aren't as long, and his quills aren't as long. So it's almost as if they go back to like Adventure 1 Sonic for this design here, which is really kind of weird. I don't know why they decided to go for that design choice. I'm probably giving them way too much credit. It was probably just an error in rendering that model for this last cutscene. And I will say that the music here is really, really nice. And the cutscene quality is really great here. And it's a nice way to go out, I guess. For an awful, awful, awful game. You almost forgive it for being shit. But not really. No, you don't. Anyway. Yes, there is even loading for the fucking final credits. Oh, whatever. Anyway. So. That is it. That is the end of Sonic 06. It's finally fucking done. It's a recording process that took me a couple of months. And it took me probably a couple more months after that to really make all the... to do all the commentary, record all the parts for it. To edit all the parts together, get the commentary for it. Jesus Christ. Oh, this game. It's let's talk about some positives, I guess, first. The cutscenes that did actually put effort into, like these kind of cutscenes here. Oh my god, don't show that again. The cutscenes that they show off, the fully animated cutscenes are really, really nice looking. The music is absolutely fantastic in this game, as it is with most Sonic games, to be fair. There are very rare occasions where it's bad. I will say this, I don't really like this final song for the last story. Can't remember, I've never bothered to learn the name of it. But yeah, overall I would say the music is fantastic. Any other positives? I guess I can say that in terms of gameplay positives, Blaze is pretty fun. There are a couple of boss fights which I enjoyed, like the Egg Viper and the final boss. Other than that, there isn't a lot else to like. I think that the story is a mixture of too simplistic and overly convoluted. What do I mean? I mean basically that the basic concept of the story is, well, the basic concept of Sonic's story anyway, is him rescuing Elise over and over and over again from Dr. Eggman. Which is clearly just ripping off Mario. But I also think that the story is overly convoluted, because the problem is that it's always a problem which 3D Sonic games have had, which is where they try to come up with 3 stories, or in Sonic Adventure's case, 6. Yes, 6. And try and all put them together into one cohesive story. Adventure 1, it worked pretty well. Adventure 2, it worked ridiculously well. But that was because pretty much it was just like 2 stories. Here, it just does not fucking work. I just think that there's a lot of things within the story itself which don't seem to make sense. I think that overall the story is just badly done. It's just not a very good story, because people often say, like, with this game, when it comes to this game, oh well, this game would be alright, wouldn't it, if it was, if it was polished, if it was done properly, if they got rid of all the graphical errors, and if they tightened up the gameplay a little bit. And just no. Silver as a character is absolutely ridiculously stupid. He believes, he's just so naive and unbelievably ridiculously stupid. Blaze does nothing, along with the majority of the other characters. Like, I don't think Amy doesn't really do anything. Neither does Tails or Knuckles or Rouge. It's all none of the characters do fucking anything apart from Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. Yeah, at least he does something. So, or at least he does something. He's a stupid character, but at least he does something. Overall, I just think the story is badly done. It's just not that good. The acting is terrible, and I don't mean that from, you can watch stuff like like Resident Evil 1 and what other games are really bad acting wise? Mega Man, was it? Which one was it? I think it was Mega Man 8, which had the notoriously bad voice acting with Elmer Fudd and Dr. Light, sorry. But yeah, I just think that, you know, the voice acting can be bad, but when you pair that with the animations that they do, where it's so bland and the lack of any kind of real facial animations, it clearly just struggles really, really badly. Yeah, Jesus Christ, the story is just so inconsequential and stupid and ridiculous. It almost feels like at the end when they retcon the whole thing. Like, they know that this is shit, and they're just like, okay, nobody's gonna like this story, let's just say that none of it ever fucking happened. Which I don't... it just annoys me. In terms of the gameplay, none of the characters feel very nice to control. Sonic and Blaze are pretty much the only two which I would say feel relatively okay. But everybody else just feels just not... Everybody else feels worse. I mean, playing Sonic Adventure, you know, if you know, you can play as majority of characters in that. Like in Sonic Adventure 1, you can play as Sonic. He plays better in Adventure than he does here. Tails, ditto. Knuckles, ditto. You could also play as Amy in that game, and she controls badly in Adventure. She's even fucking worse here. She's just awful to control. Rouge feels bad to control, way worse than she did in Adventure 2. Gamma, is it Gamma? No, it isn't Gamma, is it? It's Omega, sorry. There you go. Omega feels worse than he does. Omega feels worse than he does in fucking Heroes, and I fucking can't stand Heroes. Yeah, just though overall the gameplay is abysmal. Some of the level design is good, but there's not enough good level design to keep me interested. And just all around the gameplay is just not good in the slightest. It's just not fun to play through. So yeah, basically just to finish off, if you really have to, it's one of those things where if you're a Sonic fan, I think you have to play it at least once, just so you know how horrible this controls. Anybody else, do not fucking play it. It's not good. It's never been a good game, and it's just, it almost killed the franchise. That's how bad this game is. So yeah, do not play Sonic 06 under any fucking circumstances. It is abysmal, it is terrible, and I can't fucking stand it. I'm never touching this game again. Never. It is fucking awful. Do not touch it. Do not buy. But anyway, that that is it for my Sonic 06 LP, thank the Lord. I will see you in the next Let's Play. I don't know what that's going to be. I may be... one of the games which I may do... I'm having to think about it, actually. But one of the games which I'm considering next to record, anyway, is Shovel Knight. The next Sonic game I'll be uploading will be Sonic Lost World. Better than this game, still not good. But anyway, I will see you in the next playthrough. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.